I had to figure out how to delete messages or delete videos so that there was plenty more room to record. Now there's no limit. Good. Like I said, I feel like an elderly dementia patient now after the Zyprexa. Those antipsychotics are known to cause dementia, increase the symptoms. That's why they prescribe them. Other than the true crazed people who do need to be sedated, that they could do with benzos, but they refuse to. Believe me, the withdrawal from antipsychotics, crazy. That's part of the reason I started flipping out sometimes, due to the anxiety and stuff. Hello? So for the people monitoring the hashtags and all this stuff, I hope you all have fun going through these stories. Carmus, the contract I read, responsible for all surface damage that could extend to mental health care, but they choose not to honor the contract or something. My mother told me to stop starting trouble with them after our basement was being flooded with mud. So let me tell you about just this huge ridiculousness with Hayes drugging children just to funnel them into the system. Comprehend Incorporated tried to overdose and kill my cousin, too. That's not feeling persecuted. It's just simply reality. I didn't give up on mental health care after Eastern State. I went back to Dr. Patty Positek and I told her, I said the Zyprexa and Depakote's making things worse. Let's try Seroquel again. Then I realized these medications, other than just sedating me, and then me coming to and sedating me and coming to, are causing more problems. Cannabis has been the only thing that ever really worked for me without causing the crazy side effects. Yeah, my mother smothered me with a pillow when I was a child, and I was just lucky Bonnie stopped by and resuscitated me, took me to the Kellys, called the police. Then my mother doing the leg thing. And then, Deborah Wood, Foxwood Wood and Estill Deborah Wood, trying to convince me that Bonnie had died, falling off of a motorcycle, breaking her neck. Who knows? They made my life hell. Debbie calling me, quit using the bathroom, get your ass on up here and mow my yard. I was raped within the school district. Your husband represents them sometimes. I don't like using the public facilities. Foot drop. Let me tell you how bad the foot drop became after them doing the antipsychotics. Made it that much worse. I think it's disgusting that I came forward in good faith with all kinds of, horrific things, and I got punished for it. But then again, they do say, what, no good deed goes unpunished? Oh well. Like I said, Sandra Hughes complained about me writing that short story about two gay men marrying and adopting. None of that gay shit. I told you nothing gay. Story came true, didn't it? She had a stroke too in Mason County High School. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that they were having a little experiment, but it was never seen as suspicious because guess what? Janet West was on the school board. Her husband with Homeland Security in their swimming pool up on Spring Hill. That's the way the cookie crumbled for me. I remember at one point the officials claiming that I was a threat to this country just for being gay. I thought, oh, really? What are you down low, man? So I did the best I could. I really did. It was never good enough for anyone else. Never was. Especially with me having these crazy panic asthma attacks and then refusing albuterol. Like I said, Kathy Roberts, I told her, I said, I have a rescue inhaler, an anti seizure medication. Not that I suffer from seizures, but they do happen with people with my health if they go into anaphylactic shock. I said, I have a rescue inhaler and anti seizure Xanax in my bag. I'm hyperventilating, not because of mental health or faking it. I'm a severe asthmatic, and that cop just used a whole can of pepper spray on me. I cannot breathe. It was not a medical emergency. Mason County Detention Center blamed it on Buddy Gollenstein. The purse strings. Well, as I said, let me tell you more about the Gollenstein family. Geneva Fulton v. Mason County, and acute heroin withdrawal. They allowed her to shit herself to death via simple dehydration. Pretty much. Cynthia Schaefer, primary plus, a huge conflict of interest. The timing might be off, but I could be wrong on that too. The night in question, Matt Lewis reached out to me claiming he needed a friend to talk to or whatever. Yeah, right, I'm pretty sure he was just scoping the place out. He shoved his dick in my mouth and told me he didn't want to see me jerking off. So let me tell you about Orangeburg Volunteer Fire Department, the Crawfords, and Governor Beshear adding them to his cannabis commission. Oh well. Let me tell you about waking up with a straight razor on my nightstand. I thought Kim Razor's husband's name was Occam. You all think that I don't have room to sit and speak this way. Well, let me tell you about Stockton. Let me tell you about a few other judges, just like when they assumed I was trying to out a federal judge that I'd had cosplay with. Well, you all go right ahead. Want to see me dressed up as a woman again? He was trussed up in leather. I'm like, I'm putting on your robe, and I don't want to hear another word about it. It wasn't me fucking my way out of anything. It was pure pleasure. So growing up with all those dirty doors, yeah. What fun, not. I remember one time my sister grabbing me by my underwear and carrying me to another room where I was blacked out. I can also remember one time in question. It was quite sickening. Quite sickening. I needed to go to the bathroom immediately. The rape, anal sex. If you've ever had anal sex, as soon as it's inserted, you kind of feel the need to shit. Well, I can remember needing to go to the bathroom really quick and then making me shit on myself while they were raping me. They don't want to talk about that because of, my adult life things. And that's just too bad. Flashbacks. It's like Mr. Voyeurs asking me, Caleb, what's wrong? Are you okay? After we arrived in Louisville the last time that I went with him. Well, my hip's locked. We've been in this car for about 2.5 hours, but if I have to crawl into the Seelbach Hilton, we'll get checked in. Derby weekend. And play. Thankfully, the venue was pretty clear. You all be watching out for those men in those big gold Chevy SUVs. We're allowed to arrest you for talking about those things publicly on platforms like those. Yes, and you see Facebook was found guilty in Texas for human trafficking, don't you? And they're being sued, big tech, to remove their protections, as it should be. Flashbacks to conversations with mysterious men. I told them I had died when I was an infant. The story's there among everyone. Did you all like the Dead Infant series? I think I have it somewhere. That Springdale cop with the cool tattoos? Probably a hetero. That's sexual harassment. It is called a compliment. Straight men get so offended. Plenty of people sit around and do this all day, don't they? I used to hate the rapey cameras, I really did. Video voyeurism, child porn. My own family trying to follow me into the bathroom. People call me paranoid for expressing the concern that I do, but I see the signs. I know patterns. Pickle loaf reminds me of Edith. Oh well, I did the best I could. I really did. I did the best I could in life while people complained about my religion, my mental health. We don't see it that way. We think you're bipolar. The main reason they labeled it that, undifferentiated mania, hypersexuality. Yeah, right. Me, hypersexual? I feel guilty for even touching myself in the shower. And not really guilty, but just because of their psychology. It doesn't inflict or affect anything negatively, in my opinion. Other people would disagree because they don't see that as important. Oh, that's something private. We don't talk about those things. It lessened my enjoyment of life entirely. That's called mental duress. Wasn't me. And on we go. Mason County is a small town. You would think that those kinds of things wouldn't happen in Kentucky, but they do. And let me tell you about having to hold myself together for years to help cover that crap with people asking, how does your family have anything? It was imagery. Not imagery as so much as appearances. Then again, I got blamed because my father and Kevin chopping down a 500-year-old sycamore tree without even cutting the top out of it. thinking a compact bulldozer would hold it. Crushing a car on a public roadway, you never could tell them anything. Then again, the law enforcement would go around doing their thing all the time. I tried to keep up with everything as best as I could, being treated like a house slave. It was annoying. We'll see you in court. Oh, they're going to court me. So let me tell you about how my family limited my ability to ever earn the living I wanted to while keeping, pitchfork behind me. You should be able to do exactly what we do. Yes, that's correct. I should be able to get up and run a marathon. I should be able to get up and go to college without the fatigue causing me to want to, just drop. Unfortunately, the whole world's now talking about COVID fatigue. These poor people suffering from fatigue for months and years after suffering these illnesses. Well, it's true. It's accurate. I was called a peasant who didn't deserve health care and treated like a non-national terrorist. Try to press charges, they would throw the gay thing in my face. We're allowed to do that. It is not a federal civil rights violation. You're gay. Well, it extends to gay people now. So as I said, I told my story to help see change for the future. I never claimed anybody who has theories and ideas that are different than theirs, they claim is a mental illness. Well, let me tell you about being sexually assaulted in Eastern State Hospital after the Zyprexa made me manic. We told you, we're bringing you here to clean you up and then dragging your ass to the jail. Well, let me tell you about passing out in the ambulance as soon as we got to Mediview and not remembering what happened. And me wanting to file charges against that and then refusing because it's a mental health condition. Let me tell you about Deputy Mitchell's family destroying our private property and them claiming no responsibility for it. One hay roller, 2 sets of brakes on a tractor, my F-250 diesel. Let me tell you all about that. And Deputy Mitchell's family saying, do the home grow, do it, do it, do it. Oh well, so let me tell you about excessive force, official misconduct and corruption, and why I took my own life. With Mike Palmer, the tenant neighbor, bringing his gold steel baseball bat with him the last time he was on our property that I was there. Talking to my mother. Oh well. Well, it was Chris Mitchell's baseball bat. Oh well. So let me tell you about them mashing me for no reason to the point, in excessive force, I took my own life. Oh well.